No. Where am I going to put my water? Just a second, guys. Hello, everyone. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life.
Hello, everyone. This is Jamerica.
I always do that. So today, it's about 42 degrees here in Texas, which is pretty warm for most of you. I'm trying to tell my dogs to get away. Go, boy. Get. You two, get. Which is pretty warm for most of you. And I know that some of your crops were affected by the freeze. So we need to plant more stuff indoors. And one of the most expensive things that you can... How are you doing, Urban Gardening Chronicles? How you doing? I know it's cold up there in Canada. I have 3 dogs, 2 German Shepherds and 1 Chihuahua. So I don't know if the Chihuahua counts, but yeah, 3. So, herbs are one of the most expensive things that you can buy in the grocery store. And a lot of the herbs are very easy to grow and very easy to grow indoors. This is an example. You see the seed packet on here? That's from the Dollar Tree. And this is thyme. This thyme has never been outside. It's been in the grow station its entire life. And y'all know what my grow station is. It's just a shelf with some shop lights on it. I didn't spend a lot of money on that shelving. I mean, let me see. How much should I spend on the lighting? Maybe $20 each. And then the shelf was maybe $40. So $20 per light. And then the shelf was maybe $40 because I caught it on sale. I don't buy things full price. I try not to. Here's another one. Dollar Tree seeds, by the way. This is oregano. Now, the oregano is not doing that great, which is why I'm going to replant. But, I mean, 25 cents and some soil. Here's another one. It's stuck under the thyme. Here's another one. This is dill. And this one, look how tall it is. Grew it inside. All 3 of these were grown inside. And you can grow plenty of vegetables. I mean, excuse me, you can grow vegetables and herbs. But herbs, if you go to the grocery store, you get like 3 sprigs of an herb for about $1.29. You know how many sprigs I can get from this thing? And it was 25 cents. And it didn't go outside. So you can grow herbs in your house. If you don't have a station, you see these grow lights behind me? There's one there. And there's one right here that stands up. See that? That is a grow light. Those don't cost very much. Now, I'm not recommending some of them because some of them are pretty frail. I've thrown out quite a few, but if that's all you can afford, that's how I feel about a garden. You buy and you grow in accordance to what you can afford. And even if you can afford it, because I ain't gonna spend money unless I have to. I recycle my pots. Now, this is Bootstrap Farmer pots, okay? I paid for these. But this I bought a plant, or I probably bought a fig. And I save my pots. And I keep my pots until they fall apart. Or I have too many. I did throw some out because I had too many. There's another kind of pot that you can use, and it's not necessarily a pot. You know I'm a Dollar Tree shopper, right? They have these little tubs. Put a hole on the bottom, and there you have it. That's another pot for you. As a matter of fact, I might put those 3 herb plants in this bin. And they $1.25. Used to be $1. So I do have a few pots here that I purchased finally, but the seeds, planting from seed is not hard. Not hard. So I have some more oregano seeds here, and I'm telling you the truth. It's $4 for $1 for these seeds. 25 cents. Hello, Psalms 146. How are you doing? So this is our oregano seeds. We're going to plant that today. Cilantro. I keep on messing up with the cilantro. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to crack the seeds. I know because Urban Gardening Chronicles told me to crack the seeds, and she was right. They came up quicker. So I'll do that. Crack them in the palm of my hand and plant them. Parsley is another one I've been having trouble with. Basil. Basil always comes up. It always comes up. Basil is super easy. And if you are nauseous and you don't feel good, this joker will help you out. I just chew on the leaf. People say not to do that, but I do it. Another one, so thyme. I haven't had any problem with thyme, and I cook with thyme all the time. Thyme is one of the ones I use the most. So I'm gonna plant that again. And I have this pack of seeds open. This pack of seeds been around for a while, so I have 2 thyme bushes because this is more than one seed. But you know what they say, 2 means 1 and 1 means none. So I want 3. Hello, that's my art. Hello, Psalms 146 Home and Gardening. And hello with love. I must try to say your name, Isa. E-I-S-A. So I'm gonna plant these thyme seeds. Another one is sage. And what do I cook sage with? Oh, squash. When I have butternut squash, cushaw, or anything like that, put some sage in it. Oh my God, sets it off. There's a couple of them here that I do not. That's another sage. That's why I put that back. Now I don't know about this one, Purslane. I'm not sure if I'm gonna plant this. I'm not sure. Does anybody know anything about Purslane? I got this from someone else's channel and I forget what they said, but I bought it. I'm one of those midnight watchers. Like if I can't sleep, I will go ahead and listen to a YouTuber. And if I seem interested in the type of seeds that they're growing, I'll go ahead and order it right there on the spot. So that's apparently what I did. Purslane. Another one I found interesting was marshmallow. Okay, Psalms 146 Home and Gardening said Purslane is great for thickening up soups. Okay. Hello, Miss J.K. Gardner. How you doing? So I haven't planted this before. And then it's another one that gives me problems. Bunching onions. I promised myself I wasn't going to buy these seeds anymore because I can go ahead and, hello, micro farmer. How you doing? I can go ahead and buy some bunching onions like for 50 cents at the store and put them and let them root and put them in a pot out there. But I'm a gardener. I refuse to give up, and I want to try to do it from seeds. Micro farmer says, I'm glad to see you planting seeds. So we have our little pots here. So I planted some asparagus. Right. Asparagus is easy to grow, guys. Grow it. Grow it because it's a perennial. Once you have it in the ground, you don't have to plant this joker no more. That's it. What is this? Sage. So I guess I'll take sage out of the runnings. Where did I put the sage? Cilantro, oregano, basil, parsley. Did I take sage out already? I don't think so. Here it is, sage. Take that back out. Not going to plant that again because I have 2 of them right here. So here's a sage. I'm going to put that to the side. And then I have chives that I planted again. These are garlic chives. So we're going to see because chives have been giving me a run for my money. I tried to stratify them. I've tried everything with chives. There's some things that, man, I struggle with. And here's chives again. They're both garlic chives, which is what I need because my garlic does not do well. I'm in zone 9A, which is why I have to stratify a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of the brassicas, not brassicas, but a lot of the lavender I have to stratify. Spinach won't germinate for me. Sometimes, celery didn't germinate for me until we had a couple of days under 55. It's very hard to grow something, a cold weather crop, when you always have weather that's normally above 60, 70 degrees. It's about 55 degrees here today. But on Monday here in Texas, it'll be 78, which means that all the cold weather stuff, if there's a seed out there, it's not going to grow if you plant it out there because it's too warm. Psalms 146 says, I've never been able to sprout any chives. I got like 1 or 2 little sprigs. Texas Lala, she has chives, and once she got hers to grow, from what she said to me, she put on our video actually. Once her chives grew, they come back. They just keep on growing. But she's also here in Texas. I think she's north of me because I'm down in South Austin area. So let's see. So let's get to the first one, oregano. And yes, I have oregano, but look at my oregano. I have a bigger one out there, by the way. There's a secret to oregano. Oregano does not like direct sunlight. The one that was outside that is doing fabulous was covered by sweet potato vines. And yes, I still got to harvest sweet potatoes. I'm not done. My yard is a mess. And the reason why it looks like that is because I haven't harvested all my sweet potatoes. And I am going to harvest all my sweet potatoes. All of them. So this is what the oregano looks like. There's another one out there, but I'm going to plant some more. So I'm going to take my little pot and put some soil in it. Love Elsa said 78. Wow. That's the good part. In the wintertime, we get a couple of freezes. I'm in zone 9A. All right. Just barely made zone 9A. And the problem is you were baking in the summer. We better not have a power outage because we're in trouble. Baking over 100 degrees, and it doesn't rain in Central Texas where I am. Doesn't rain very much. So this is oregano, and I'm just going to sprinkle. These seeds are super small. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And I'm not using, well, I might as well, I only got a few left. Sprinkle them in here, right? This packet was already open, by the way. And then, because they're so small, I don't even put any soil on top. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top. Normally, I don't do that. And I take either this, which fell down, and I water them in. Or I take it's not over here. I take a hair sprayer. Y'all know that mister that we use on our hair. And I mist the top. Especially when I plant it. I could do this because I got this little thing on the table. Especially when I plant things on top of the soil. So there's our oregano planted. All right, the next one is going to be our onions. The bunching onions that have been giving me the business. They've been giving me a business. Now, you know, I'm thinking maybe, let me look at these seeds. I don't know. Seeds are not that small. That's one seed right there. You see it? They're not that small. The oregano seeds are dust. A lot of herb seeds are dust level. I'm wondering, should I soak this bad boy? Because it is a little hard. Uh-oh, I dropped it. All right, here's some soil. I'm just going to have to keep it wet. And I just made a mess. Why, Jamerica? Why? All right, so these are not that small. I want to show y'all something else on these pots. There's a lip on all of your pots. They purposely do that. Always bring your soil up to that level because the top level doesn't count towards the inches on the pot. It counts, and I dropped my seeds on the floor. Dog looking at me like, what you doing? Why you throw stuff at me? The top level of the pot is for watering. So you don't want to bring your soil all the way to the top edge. You always want to try to bring it up to about that lip. Let me reach over and get these seeds. And I'm slowly messing up my floor anyway, so Oh well, the life of a gardener. Hello, Lynette Lawrence. How you doing? Are the bunching, are the bunching onions spring onions? Let me see what it says. It says white Lipsum bunching. They don't say. But they'll never see the light of day because they're staying in the house. They're indoor onions. I don't know how well they're going to grow indoors, but I have bought bunching onions from the supermarket, and I put them in my windowsill, and they did just fine. I start them off with water, and then I plant them. As a matter of fact, I got to bring some in that are outside right now because I'll check. I don't think it's going to freeze here yet. You know, we don't get a freeze until after January. Okay, that's enough of that. I put some in there, and I'm going to take a little bit of soil. What is this? I did it twice, girl. I ain't put nothing in that one. I will in a minute, though. So here we go. That one's covered up. All right. Get all your big stuff out of there. That'll inhibit the growth of the seeds. Pat it down lightly. And I'll just put my packet here. All right, so we have one already here. It's the first time I'm planting this. This is marshmallow. Now, I have marshmallow root in the cabinet. It says marshmallow is a perennial herb with soft, velvety leaves and a pale pink flower. Both the leaves and the roots are used in traditional medicines for their soothing properties. The root of the plant is historically candied, creating a confection that would evolve over time into today's marshmallow. Oh, that's why. That's what marshmallows are marshmallow. Instructions: sow seeds indoors directly in the garden after the last frost. Choose a sunny location with well-drained soil. Water regularly, but do not let the soil get soggy. So here we are. Oh well. It's a perennial, and I can shoot after a while. I can put this outside. I don't know if it's cold hardy though, but I'm in zone 9A, so we don't always get a bad freeze. Sometimes we get a freeze and it's not that bad, and it knocks the plants back a little bit, and then it doesn't freeze again. Hopefully we get a break, because the last couple of years, well, last year wasn't that bad. We got I think two times we dipped below freezing, and it wasn't for very long if I remember right. But the year before that, oh Lord have mercy, everything got knocked down. That was the year I started YouTube. I think that was my first video showing my poor citrus plants they were gone. They got knocked all the way down to the ground. Citrus plants, by the way, will come back. Don't dig them up. They get knocked back all the way to the ground. Springtime, those jokers will start growing again. It has happened to me so many times that I thought that my lemon and lime trees are gone. And I'm sitting there boo-hooing and, crying. They say crying in your beer for nothing. They came back. And they look better now than they did before the freeze came. However, I don't want them to get knocked back, just like I don't want my fig trees to get knocked back. So I'm going to try to cover them. I always try to rush out there and cover them with everything that I got. I try to give them every little piece of plastic, tarp. What did I use? Weed barrier. I used everything I could. Everything I had available in the garden that could cover something. Blankets. I covered them jokers up, and it worked. For my citrus, it did, at least. I didn't get to cover everything, but most of the stuff, if you cover it with, like, when the frost comes, don't just cover it with a piece of plastic. Put a blanket or something that is going to allow the leaves to breathe around there. And sunlight, it didn't really matter with the sunlight, because I had weed barrier on my two lime trees, my big ones. And I left those jokers on there. I was like, nope, I don't trust it. I think there's going to be another freeze. And sure enough, there it was. I left that weed barrier on there at least a month and a half. And when I took it off, it was just fine. It worked. I put the weed barrier on, but on the exterior, I clamped on some tarps. I tarped them jokers. I didn't put the tarps directly on the plant. Now, with the ground plants, because I had cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, and turnips out there. Now, I don't think I covered, yes, I did. I covered everything. And I covered with plastic. I took some little pots like this. I took everything I had because I wasn't going to go out there and spend money on anything particular. I'm not rich. So I got these, right? And I basically pulled the plastic as tight as I could so that I wouldn't get freeze burn on my leaves. And that worked. You gotta use your ingenuity because, man, as a gardener, you can go broke. You go broke if you follow everything that's out there on the internet and everything that everybody, tells you to use. Oh, this is what I use in my garden. And it's super expensive, or they nickel and dime you to death. And you buy stuff over, or you buy a bunch of little stuff. And when you look in your cart or your Amazon cart, or you look over time how much money you spent at Wally World or one of the big box stores, you done spent a couple of $100s on little things. Consumerism. Especially, even if I don't care if it's $10. If I have something in the house, blankets that I'm not using or don't want, I'm going to use that instead of going out there. If I'm not using it and I don't really like it, like there are like little blankets that are raggedy, I'll go out there and cover my plants with it. And then throw it in the shed. That poor shed. That shed has got all kind of stuff, weird stuff in it. People are like, what is she doing? She got shovels, rakes, tarps. Is she a criminal? I'm a gardener. Blankets? What is the blankets for, honey? Anyway, here's sage, right? Save all that little stuff. And it's, lately I've been throwing stuff out though. I hope I'm not sorry. So I was like, this is too much. This stuff is starting to close in on me. So I started going through, and if especially if it was something that I haven't used in over, I say 2 years, it went in the trash. And when I threw out that stuff, it was a trash can full, a city trash can full of gardening stuff. It was no good. It was nothing that anybody could use. Trust me. So the sage just planted, and sage seeds are also pretty big. Let me show you. Just show you one. See that? In my opinion, if you can see the seed, it's big enough. It's big enough to do a dusting. The smaller the seed, the less you bury it. If you have, which one's going to come up that don't have, that is small? Thyme. Thyme is dust level. That one does not get buried. Yep. Thyme is dust level, which means it's smaller than the head of a pin. Small. Don't bury this. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to show you what to do with stuff like thyme. Anything and when you open your pack of seeds, look at the seed before you start burying it. And then, it affects your germination rate. And you say the seed is no good. No, just don't bury it. The smaller it is, the less soil, if any. Thyme doesn't get any soil over it. Thyme gets done like this. I just open the little packet up. You got to be careful because there's a million of them in here. And you can't see them. So you got to look at the lip. You got to look at the bottom of this packet, right? Right there where the thing is. And that's how you see what's coming out. Because once it hits the soil, because it's the same color as the soil, you are not going to be able to see it. And it's so small, it's getting stuck on the lip. Okay, that's enough. And that's how you plant thyme. Right on top. Don't bury it. Don't put nothing over it. Just water it in. And don't water it in with this. Water it in with a sprayer. With a mister. On to the next one. Basil. Basil is so easy to grow. And when I'm nauseous, this is what I use. I just grab a couple of leaves off the basil. And this thing If you have in the summertime or in the spring, oh, I missed a lot of people. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm running my mouth. Hello, Lynette. Oh, I saw it. I said that. I said hello. Janet Cruising Homestead. How are you doing? Psalms Home and Garden said that's one that wasn't one isn't cold hardy. It's native to Egypt. Psalms, which one are you talking about? Because I'm into 5 million of them. I guess marshmallow root. So let's see. Gardening is great. Said hello. Psalm says blessings. Anna's backyard gardening says hello. Anna's great. Gardening is great. Said hello to Psalms. GT Junior Girls in Alaska. How are you doing? Anna's backyard gardening said hi, Jamerica, and everyone in the live. Jamerica, I mentioned you in my wig challenge video. I posted it 10 minutes ago. All right. What did you do? Stratify? I hope you stratified. Nothing but sheets and tarps covering my plants. Yep. You got to put some kind of breathable cloth on the leaves so that the plant doesn't suffocate. Then you put the tarp on top of that, the plastic on top of that. And I say tarps because I looked at some of the gardening fabric that they have out there. That stuff is expensive, but you get a tarp for about $7, 2 for $10, depending on where you get it at or when you buy it. Tarps don't cost that much money. Go to your outdoor department and look. They got those little cheap blue tarps, and they last for years. If you're using it for your garden, you don't have to buy those things again. You just fold it up as neatly as possible and put it out of the sun. Do not sit in the sun. Now, what I don't recommend is that 6mm plastic that they sell at the big box store. That stuff will, at least in Texas it does because it's super hot here. That stuff, I don't even have it a year. I used it one time on the garden over here to cover everything up. And by midsummer, it was chipping apart. It was like a potato chip bag. Not even a potato chip bag, a potato chip. It was flaking apart. I had to throw it in the trash. I was so mad. Buy a tarp. You're better off. Even though you're not going to get any sunlight through those tarps. You're not going to get any sunlight. So after the frost is over, then you take the tarp off. It's no different than taking all the leaves off your bell pepper plants and your tomato plants. If you store them in your garage, put them in the dark. So that plant will try to find a way out, though. It'll get one leaf out to get some kind of light in there. If you can afford to buy the come on, plant thing. If you can afford to buy the plant covers, the winter, the garden covers, go ahead. I still got seed in here. Let me see how small this basil is. Basil is not big, it's not small. I don't think I'm gonna cover the basil either. Let me look at it. Oh, it's big enough. Let me show you the basil seed. I know you can't see it. It's small. It's like a half an ant. It's the size of a half an ant. So I'm gonna take a little bit, just so it don't topple over on me, and I'm just gonna cover it just a smidge. I don't think I covered this most of the time. So most of the time I just put it on top of the soil and call it a day. But I have had some, like my celery seeds are very small, and I didn't cover them, and they flipped over. And then they flipped over, laid down, and then they curved up because they were going towards the sun. The plant will find its way to the sun, but you do not want your seedlings to flip over. Let's see. Anna's backyard garden said hello, everybody. Hello, Jamerica. I mentioned you. Oh, I read that already. Let me see. Janet's Cruising Homestead says, what state are you in? I'm in Georgia. I'm in Texas. Now, let me tell you what part of Texas. Because Texas, you could drive all day and still be in Texas. I am in the Austin area in Zone 9A. Because Dallas is different than Austin. Austin is different from Houston. Corpus Christi. Brownsville, which is on the coastline, and Corpus, that's far. That's 7-8 hours away. So when people tell you from Texas, you got to ask them for it, because Texas is the size of about 4 states, 4 normal size states. All right. So here we go. We got another one done. So here's Purslane. Let me see what it says about Purslane. Simple, let me see. Sprinkle seed into moist soil and press seed. Make good contact with the soil. Spray seed with a mister. This one got to be a small one. Do not cover seeds as they require light to germinate. This one, okay, this is another weird one. This one in chamomile. Chamomile, you got to put that in sunlight. I'm glad I read the packet. So Purslane, has anyone ever grown Purslane? Let me know. After seed, second set of leaves emerge thin, so plants are approximately 8 inches apart. When mature, it's best to harvest Purslane in the morning. And it says it likes to be sown on the surface. Spacing between the plants should be 8 inches. Soil type is well drained. Watering light to moderate. Ideal temperatures, warm, full sun, and it germinates between 7 to 10 days. So Psalms, the marshmallow, okay, marshmallow roots from Egypt. Okay, so it's staying inside. It's definitely staying inside. And if it's from Egypt, it must like Texas. It don't like the Texas weather once it gets warm out here. And about, they say our frost, the risk of freezing ends on February 28th, but I don't trust them because it has frozen after February 28th. Let me see. Gardening is great. Said, I love your hat. Thank you. Psalms 146 says blessing and hello to GT. Miss J.K. Gardner is saying hi to Psalms and Micro Farmer. Urban Gardening Chronicle says, I have purslane seeds, but will try next season. My Renaissance Grandma says, I love purslane. I grow it every year. D&D Gardener says, yay, finally caught alive. Hello, Miss Jamerica, and hello to the chat. Psalm says, let me see. Psalm says, I grew purslane, but the aphids got it. Okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna get aphids in the house. I better not. There's something wrong with the soil if that happens. I hope not. I haven't had a problem with them. I'm afraid to say because I haven't had a problem with them in years. I know what they are. I know exactly what they are. I've been gardening for a long time. And I have had that happen to me, but shoot. Oh, they put in a packet in the packet. Hasn't happened in years. And I pray it never happens again. That's just another annoying pest. Okay, Purslane. Let me see what you look like. Let me see what it look like. It's probably teeny weeny. Especially when I'm coming. Oh, it's small. I'll try to get one out in my hand. It's getting stuck on the lip of the thing. Now there's one. You can't see it because it's in the crack. You see the crack? My little dot on my hand? That's it. Right there. Right there. I hope it don't fall off onto the table, but right there. I can barely see it. Okay. Purslane. No, Lord. I think I'm going to put it in my hand and then sprinkle it. I'm not going to cover it. And I'm not planting a lot. Okay. That's how much I'm going to plant. The only stuff that I plant densely is the stuff that I'm going to usually put outside. Because I know I have room out there for it to grow. I do bulk plant all the time. But this is not bulk planting. And these plants are going to be in the house. And I only have so much room. So I just planted enough so that I can get something, but not too much. All right, they're all in. Let me close this packet up. Oh, this thing doesn't close. Let me see if the other one will close. Some of them have, resealable, like Baker Creek has resealable packets, which I think is a wonderful thing. But this one doesn't. So I have to be careful. So I'm gonna turn these sideways so that I get more done. So far we've done, this is number 7. Turn it to the side. You can have an herb garden and you don't have to buy the herbs. Shoot, you can have a lettuce garden and you don't have to buy lettuce. Shoot, for that Lettuce, you don't have to buy any brassicas. You grow them in the house. That's just my opinion. Cucumbers, you grow them in the house too. You're going to get 1 to 2 cucumbers. Don't think you're going to get the same amount of cucumbers that you would get outside, but you'll get some. Tomatoes and fruit. So tomatoes, cucumbers, and bell pepper. I believe cucumbers are also in the nightshade family, and eggplant. However, I know cucumbers can be grown in the house. I know it can, but I'm not going to get a bunch. I'll get 1 to 2 cucumbers per plant, which is better than nothing. So don't expect an overabundance of cucumbers. But if you plant lettuce, where's my water? Lettuce, Swiss chard, broccoli needs cold, cauliflower needs cold. The thing is with some of the plants is that if they get too warm, if your house is like 78 degrees, they'll start bolting on you, lettuce included. So put it in the coldest room in your house if you can, or near a windowsill. Windowsills are always cold. Hello, everyday lifer, OCD-ish chick. How you doing? Oh, I'm gonna mess your name up. So I'm gonna say Ina Cannon, Eaneea, Cannon. How are you doing? D&D Garden said hello to everyday life of OCD-ish. Erica Taylor said hello to everyone. She says she's driving, but she's listening. Thank you. I appreciate you. So I gotta get some more soil because I ran out of soil on top of the table. But I have some right here. So the next one is parsley. Which is cilantro. Okay, let's keep them in order. Parsley, that's what was on next on the list. Packet was already open. And I've been having trouble with parsley. Parsley been giving me the blues. Let me take this. I'm not gonna bury this parsley. I'm just gonna leave it there. Parsley has given me the blues. I had it outside. I've done it inside. The ones outside came up, and then they dampened off, and that was the end of that. So I just keep on trying. I put too much in here. Okay, there's still seeds in there. Parsley is a bigger seed. See that? I don't want to buy any more parsley. Come on, parsley. Give me a break. I'm gonna put a little bit of soil on here. I mean, a little bit, just enough to cover it up so that it doesn't flip over like it did outside. It was on its side when I saw it. Doing the lean. And then it rained and it dampened off. So, and when I see things that flip over, I say, well, let nature fix itself. Because normally the plant will straighten back up. Not this one. And now I don't have any parsley. So here I am planting it again. Another one that gives me the blues is this one. Cilantro. Cilantro gives me the blues. And they say parsley this is the container variety. Parsley, basil, and sage, and oregano, they're all container variety. Here's cilantro. Now I'm gonna crack the seeds just like Urban Gardening Chronicles told me to. Yes, I am. Because these seeds are big. Let me show you. They're one of the biggest herb seeds I've seen. See that? They're about the same size as, I say, bigger than a tomato seed. Bigger than a tomato seed. So let's get some soil in here. And cilantro and coriander. I hear I know they're the same thing. I ain't gonna say I hear. They are the same thing. It's just a different part of the plant or in a different stage of the plant's growing process. And it doesn't cost much for cilantro here in Texas. It's like 50 cents a bunch. But I don't like it because they spray it. I've been sprayed so many times at that supermarket. Sometimes I feel like there's somebody in the back turning the sprayer on when I go and try to buy a vegetable. Maybe it's because I stand there so long inspecting each one, and sometimes I was like, okay, they put the old ones in the front, so I reach all the way in the back and try to get it, and then the sprayer comes. And that's the last thing I want. It's not that I'm afraid of the water. I'm afraid that it's not water. I don't know what's coming out of that sprayer, but I don't want it on me. I shouldn't be buying to have those vegetables. That's what that means. Because if I don't want it on my skin, why would I buy? Okay, I'm trying to break it. There's one I heard it crack. All right. I'm doing what you told me to do. Try placing parsley seeds in the refrigerator for a few weeks. Then soak in water for 6 to 8 hours before planting. Cold stratification speeds up the germination. I have some in the refrigerator, I think. And if I don't, I will by tomorrow. Thank you, Everyday Life of OCD's Chick. Stratification, man. All right. I'm doing what you told me to do. These little things are like marbles. Crack it in your hand. Here we go. I'm having to use my nail. No, I got little fat hands. All right. It's too much meat on my hands for me to crack these seeds. All right, I got it on there. It wasn't easy. I feel like I hurt my fingertips. And I got strong fingertips. You see me out there jigging up those sweet potatoes that I got to go out there and do. I got to go back out there and finish. I've been putting it off. I had a cut on my hand and I didn't want it to get infected. So I didn't go out there. But now the thing is healed. So I can go back out there. All right. So we got the cilantro planted. And that was our last one. So parsley, I'm going to stratify that if it's not already stratified. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 seeds or 9 herbs planted. Just like that. Didn't take very long. How long have we been on here? I don't know. Less than an hour. Yeah, 42 minutes. And that's because I was running my mouth. It doesn't take that long to get this stuff planted. And all you have to do is make sure that you water them in. Now, some of them I'm going to use the mister on. But this one is cilantro, so I go ahead and do that. Anyway, does anybody have any questions in reference to any of the seeds that I just planted? Now, yes, I will keep you all up. I just moved the freezer over there, and I don't think I'm gonna move that freezer anytime soon. So I'm gonna put them all over there in the shady part. Which one was the one that I need to put in the light? Wait a minute. That's not it. It must have been Purslane. Because it was one of the ones that I haven't sprinkled seeds into the context of spray, keep soil germinate with water mist after seeding. Which one was the one that needed light? It wasn't this one. I think it was marshmallow. Yep. It's this one. This one has to go under the grow light. Marshmallow root. It's like chamomile. This one has to go in under the light. The rest of them are okay. So let me go to the chat. Somebody said not water. Nope. Okay. Y'all, I'm concerned now because it's been happening to me for years. Well, it hasn't happened lately because I haven't been going. All right, I'm gonna start at GT Junior. It's not water. Nope. I know it's some kind of preservative. That's why they keep their vegetables around for forever. And what gets me is that sometimes the organic stuff is right there and that stuff is spraying. And the stuff that is being sprayed is mist level. It doesn't just affect the ones that is directly under it. It goes out. So anyway, that's why I like growing my own stuff, because you don't know what the stuff is being sprayed on it, and who has touched it, and if they wash it, and if they, there's all kind of extra variables that I'm getting, I'm trying to avoid. I still buy stuff from the supermarket. Example, I didn't have any full year persimmons, and I went to the big box store and I bought some persimmons. But if I don't have to do that, I don't. I'm trying to lessen my chances of being exposed to something I don't want to be exposed to. Everyday life of an OCD said the same thing with cilantro. Okay. So parsley and cilantro, I'll do that. I'll pull the seeds out, and I'll stratify them if they're not already in the refrigerator, because I got like 9 or 10 little capsule things of stuff I'm stratifying. Let's see. D&D Garden says, what is Purslane used for? Didn't someone just said a thickening agent, right? I forget. Let me see if I can find it on my iPad. Oh, I accidentally almost blocked somebody. Let's see. Purslane. I'll tell you in a second if I can get this thing to come up. Let me Google it. I get upset when somebody says, well, just go Google it. And then I go to Google all the time. I told you I'm one of the midnight people watching all these videos in the middle of the night. Okay. Can I eat purslane from my yard? Purslane is a fast-growing, let me see, annual with succulent leaves. Let's see, health benefits. Okay, here it is. It says it's a form of vitamin B that supports many of your body functions, from your vision to your brain health. And this is from WebMD. So I don't want to get in trouble from, the powers that be. So that's the nutrient thing. I'm trying to pull it up. So this is directly from WebMD. Okay. It says studies show that, let me see. Purslane thrives in climates that can't sustain a lot of other plants. It is sturdy nature. Let me see. It's sturdy. Nature makes it great option for very dry, hot regions and for gardeners who don't trust themselves to water regularly. I'm trying to find, I think it's giving me a business. Purslane benefits. You might not guess from looking at the tiny yellow flowers or the rubbery leaves, but purslane is listed by the World Health Organization as one of the most used medicinal plants in the world. That's because it's low growing. This low growing plant is free radicals. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of that. It has vitamin A, beta carotene, vitamin C, melatonin. It's a couple of things I can't pronounce. So I'm not going to get into that. It says bone health, diabetes, heart health. It's good for a lot of things, apparently. I'm not going to get into that. Potassium, calcium, iron, magnesium. Nah, that's not it. Personally, also tends to be saltier than other vegetables because it is a succulent in nature. If you watch your sodium intake, you may need to limit how much you eat. Otherwise, you can take away as much as you want. And then it tells about growing. Okay, how to eat purslane. Although purslane leaves, stems, and flowers are completely edible, it is safest only to eat this plant if you know where and how it's grown. because it usually because it is usually treated as a weed in the U.S. Purslane that you find in your yard or next to the sidewalk can be sprayed with chemicals. So what does purslane taste like? It's tart and it's a little salty. The flavor of the purslane may be compared to that of watercress or spinach, making a great option for salads and other dishes that contain greens. There you go. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble. I'm just trying to give you the information that you asked for. So there are a lot of benefits to purslane, which is why I bought it in the middle of the night. I told you I watch all of that stuff. Purslane, my grandson's grandma says purslane has vitamins, anti-inflammatory, omegas. I eat it off of the tree every day. So it turns into a tree, and it's drought time. Oh, that's perfect for Texas. Perfect. The only thing that it might have problems with is because I don't have well drained soil. It doesn't say it needs it though. Yeah, it does say soil type well drained because I got clay soil, but we'll see what happens. We will see. Did I miss anything? So gardening is great. That's what purslane is used for, and it's used in salads, and it has a whole bunch of medicinal purposes. But they said it's salty, so if you have a problem, high blood pressure, you might want to limit your intake. Wellness with Frugal Mama said hello. Leanne Cannon says purslane contains the highest omega-3s than any other plant. It has high what? I don't know what that is. I can't say it. Y'all see it in the chat. And it's used as any other green salad and garnish. Okay. Purslane, eat it, medicinal. Okay. Gardening is great, says hello to everybody. My Renaissance grandma said purslane, trees, vitamins, anti-inflammatory, omegas. I eat it off the tree every day. Gardening is great, says hello to my Renaissance grandma. And then D&D Garden says it sounds like I need to grow some purslane. Thanks. They said that it grows wild, so don't eat the wild stuff because they put they spray those herbicides and pesticides. Sometimes we have so many problems with mosquitoes here in Texas. They'll have a truck come out and mist the entire area. So I haven't seen them lately, but it happens. So be careful. Plant it in your backyard away from the road. Gardening is great, said okay. Leanne Cannon said it's not a tree, laugh out loud. Well, what is it? If it's not a tree, is it a bush? Don't matter to me. There's a lot of bushes that you could turn into trees. Example, I have my what are those things? Crepe myrtles. Crepe myrtles are bushes. But if you prune them right, you can turn a crepe myrtle into a tree. It's not considered a tree though. Most people think it is, but it's not. Although mine looked like a bush though, because I didn't trim mine back. Shoot. My Renaissance grandma said I meant plant, but it grows very tall. Well, that don't matter to me. As long as it has a bunch of medicinal, it helps with a whole bunch of stuff. Go ahead and look it up. I have books here on, which one is the one I like the best? This one. This is one of the books that I have to look up stuff. And I'm not going to look up personally because I just read from WebMD what they had. And you don't have to do that. Just Google it, just like I just did. And I went to WebMD. Google took me to WebMD, which I think is reputable. It might not be, but I think it is. And shoot, it tells you what it does. Gardening is great, said thank you, Jamerica, because I think, because the salt, I think I better leave it alone. Yeah, if you have a problem, my mother probably can't do it either. There's a lot of things once a lot of things are hereditary, but some things, it's stress related. I hate to say it. Some of that stuff is just stress. Because I remember I went to the doctor, and I'm going to get personal. My entire family has high blood pressure. I think I'm one of the few. Maybe two of us don't. I have other things, though. And I told my doctor that they have it in my records that it's in my family on both sides. And I didn't have it until I had this little girl staying with me, and she was a handful. And I went back and my blood pressure was sky high. After she left, it went back down. She was driving me up a wall. Sometimes it's not the food. Sometimes it's people or kids. That was personal, but I know she affected my blood pressure because I was fine before and after. The only factor that changed was her. I didn't change the way I ate. The only thing I was doing is I was constantly worried what she was going to do that day. Was I going to get called into the school? And Jamerica ain't I'm gonna tell you what I did to her because I got tired of going up to that school. So I knew that once a week I was gonna get called to the high school. Once a week I knew something was gonna happen where I was gonna have to go in there and talk to somebody to try to save her. So I went in there and I didn't comb my hair. I embarrassed her. I came up there looking crazy, and I don't think she got in trouble no more. She was so embarrassed because I was sick of her. I had my hair standing up all over my head like a crazy woman because I was tired of coming up there. I was tired of her, and that was the only way I could deal with her. And she was looking at me. I could still see her face. She was giving me the side eye. The teachers were too, but they were like, what is wrong with this woman? This woman go through something. She going through some HELL because she didn't comb her hair this morning. I tell you what, I had my hair. Y'all know I got braids, right? My hair is a lot longer now than it was then. And I had a little bang here, and the bang was... I fixed her. You gotta fight fire with fire. The bang was standing straight up. I looked in the mirror when I got home, and I had to laugh to myself. I said, man, she came home, right? Still giving me a side eye when she coming in through the door, right? Because I'm tired of going up to school. I take off work to go to school. I'm losing money. My boss is getting upset with me. I fixed her that day. I made sure my hair was jacked up. I looked so bad. Anyway, you got to think of interesting ways to like get back at people or to make them understand that they are driving you up a wall and running up your blood pressure. Okay, my Renaissance grandma said, salt should only be a problem if you are eating it by the cupfuls. I only use about 6 petals a day. Okay. Everyday life so she said that you can use it, just don't eat a whole bunch of it. Don't just eat a bowl full of purslane as a salad. Just eat a little bit. And the benefits probably outweigh the risk. Let me see. Everyday life of OCGT says embarrassment will change some things. Yes. And I didn't care. I ain't knowing people. I was tired of coming up there. Maybe they didn't want to see me no more because they probably thought I was crazy. And that was just fine with me because I got tired of taking off work. And I had to drive from work and wondering, it was like, Miss Jamerica, can you come up to the school? There's a little problem here with your kid. That kid. Wow. Urban Backyard Container said, good afternoon. Oh, how you doing? I just saw your video on your collards. Yeah, they were nice. Beautiful. Gardening is great says, for personal reasons, I could only eat a small amount. Thanks for the information. Okay. Hello, Georgia Peachnut. How you doing? We are planting herbs. And everybody knows that herbs are a medicinal, first of all, and they're super expensive. And you can grow them in the house. I just showed people at the beginning of this video that all of these are Dollar Tree seeds. and they've never seen the light of day. This is, of course, thyme. This is oregano, and this is dill. I don't use dill a lot, but you know, if I do need it, there it is. But this thyme, I use thyme all the time. And oregano, this joker, if you sick, this is what I gave. I used oregano in my turkeys. They were sick when I got them. I put oregano in their water, and I put garlic. Oregano and garlic. They are both medicinal, and they fight off all kind of stuff. That's why you shouldn't eat a lot of not oregano, because people don't eat a lot of oregano. Garlic. Garlic is a medicine. I know we love it. I know we love it, just like we love onions. But if your body gets used to consuming, just like, how can I make people use, just like, okay, say someone takes vitamins every day, because I used to do that. If you stop taking them vitamins, first of all, you ain't gonna feel good. After a while, you have to take the vitamins just to be normal. So be careful about how much you use your herbs. You use them to taste things, but switch them up every now and then so that your body can get the benefits of all of them. And if you really need it, to make some oregano garlic water and try to get rid of a cold or something, then it'll work better for you. Let me see. Let me see if I missed anything. Georgia Peachnut is here. All right. Urban Backyard said hello to Nikki. GT Jr. says, I have never grown thyme or rosemary from seed. Wow. My rosemary, I have rosemary seeds. But I have had problems with rosemary, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I stratified it. I think it's in the fridge. That's why I didn't plant any here. Plus, the Dollar Tree don't sell rosemary. Rosemary, you're going to pay for that one. That pack of seeds is going to cost you. Here it is. That pack of seeds. And this is from Back to the Roots. Those rosemary seeds, you're going to pay for them. I'm put it in the front just in case I didn't stratify it, but I'm going to stratify that one. Everyday Life of OCG, it says time is time. And yeah, that time. If you cook any West Indian food, this is one of the things that you're going to probably put in it. Let's see. Georgia Peachman says, so you've been growing them in the house with just regular house lights? No, I have shop lights on my and I have grow lights. These little cheap things right here. This is what I was using prior to me setting up that grow station. You see my grow station because it's it's on a lot of my shorts, and it's on a lot of my updates, like when I was doing the collards, the herb garden challenge, the wig. All of my, once these sprout on this, well, it's not gonna be on this table, put over there. Once they sprout, I take them off of this because most seeds do not need light, with the exception of chamomile and marshmallow. Yeah, I put them in light. I put in the grow station. The grow station is a shop light. Shop lights and one of them wire shells that you get from Wally World. I didn't spend a whole bunch of money. My Renaissance grandma said, oregano is an antibiotic. That's what I meant to say. Thank you, because I couldn't find the word. Yep. This, I mix this right here, oregano, with some garlic. And I put it in the water every day. Every day. I had some Mexican oregano, because there's different types of oregano. And I sprinkled it, and that water smelled delicious. And they got better. They got better. It worked. Let me see. GT Jr. says hello. Urban Backyard Container Gardening says, could never grow thyme very well. It's, for me, let me look at these thyme seeds. Don't bury them. Just throw them on top of the soil. These are not buried. Just put them directly on top of the soil and mist them. And you're going to see little itty bitty tiny green things show up. Don't bury them. Don't put any soil on top of them. Just put the seeds directly on top of the soil and it should come up. You're not going to see the seeds because the seeds are super small. The smaller the seed, the less you bury them, if you bury them at all. And thyme is one of those herbs that you don't bury. You don't bury it at all. Don't put any soil in it. Everyday Life of OCD says oregano is amazing. It is, and it smells so good. This one, this is why I planted another one though, because look, they were planted at the same time. All three of these were planted at the same time. But look at my thyme and look at my oregano. Now, the one outside that was under the sweet potato vine that I just dragged out because I have to go out there and harvest some more sweet potatoes, that one is doing well. That one looks really good. So apparently oregano likes shade because it was the sweet potato slips covered almost. All I could see was part of a pot and these little leaves poking out through the sweet potato slips. I just did it before I got on camera, so they don't like a lot of light. Maybe that's what's wrong with this one. We'll see. I know that light indoors are in, no matter how much light or shop lights or grow lights you have indoors, is never going to be as good as natural sunlight. You have to, they recommend how many hours? 8 hours off, and the rest of the time your lights should be on because it's not as strong. Let me see. GT, I messed up. GT Junior grows it Alaska. That's what I started today after work. That's for the comment at my Renaissance Grandma. Okay, she said sure. GT said hello to Urban. Urban back here said hello to GT. GT said I will start oregano today. Okay, he's gonna start oregano. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's one of the ones that I gotta, although I have that good one out there, they say 2 means 1 and 1 means none. Because plants, something can happen. Like we get a freeze and I can't get everything in the greenhouse. And then I lose my plant. And then what? If I only have one. So I try to keep multiple. As long as I have space and I'm not being, because I've had times where this whole dining room was full of plants. And I don't ever want that to happen again. It was driving me crazy. So as long as I have room and it's not too cluttered in here with plants, then I'll grow it. Otherwise, if it can't fit in the greenhouse, well, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Okay. Gardening is Great says, I plant a lot of garlic, bunching onions, and chives to make up for my seasoning. I'm like you. Sometimes I'll pull basil leaves and eat it from my plants. Especially if I'm nauseous in the morning, I will go out there, find a basil plant, because there's some out there, and get about 1 or 2 leaves and chew on it. And within about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe less, gone. Completely gone. Can't prove it though. It might be, some people say that it's a placebo. I don't think it is though. You can't tell me that it is, because I've experienced this. Gardening is Great said hello. I grow oregano, and it is one of the herbs good for you. What is it? He said that Gardening is Great says hi. GT Junior grows. I grow oregano, and it is one of the herbs good for you too. Okay. Urban Backyard Container Garden said, I think I'm going to use my grow tent to grow my herbs inside. Yeah. I'm going to put some shelves into the little greenhouse. I have another greenhouse. One, I don't know how much I spent for, but it wasn't very much. And I need to put it up because I have my bell pepper plant. I have all my pepper plants in there, and they're taking up way too much room. And I still have trees out there that have to go into there. Plus, if I put the other one up, it has shelves, and I could put my herbs in there. Then I don't have to have them in the house. And I have an extra heater. That's the main thing, to have a heater. Doris Owen said hello to everyone. Urban Backyard Container Garden said hello. GT Junior said hello to Doris. Psalm says blessings, and she said hello to a couple of people. With love, Elsa said hello to everybody. Mary Tarp I hope I'm saying this right. Tarpling, Mary Tarpling says, hi, I enjoy listening to you and let me see, I enjoy listening to you and I learn a lot. Thank you. Doris Orange says, I'm having problems growing sage. I want to grow. Yeah, sage. Sage is another one. Sage grows, but it doesn't grow well. I think it's in the refrigerator though. If your seeds don't grow well, either there's one of the two things. Either you soak it overnight. What was that one that that rooster is cruising for a bruiser? What is that one that I just heard you need to soak overnight? I was just listening to this girl. Can't remember. But moringa is one of the ones. I soak it for 6 to 8 hours and then I plant it just to soften that joker up because it has a hard shell. But then there are some I stratify, and by stratify, I don't put it in that napkin. I tried that paper towel stratification thing where you put it in a paper towel, put it in a Ziploc bag, and throw it in. That never worked for me. Always came out looking like it was moldy. Even when I put cinnamon on it. So what I've done, and it worked because I've done it before, is either I put it on a plate with a little bit of water, just enough so the seed is hovering in the water. Don't cover the seed, just put enough water in there so that the seed is wet. And I get those little seasoning containers that you get from Dollar Tree. And that's where I put it because it's clear and I can see through it and I can see when it's run out of water because the seed is going to soak in some of the water, which is part of what you want to do. You want it to be moist. You want the seed to absorb some of the water and you want it cold. You don't want it freezing. Don't put it in your freezer because the freezer is too cold. That's not stratification. That's just freezing. Put it in your refrigerator so that it get enough cold where it goes into dormancy. And then when you expose it to the warmth, it goes ahead and starts growing. And you have to do it for a while. Some of them over a month. Some of them for a couple of weeks. It depends on the seed. GT Junior saying, hello. Sam says, blue butterfly peas. I don't have any. I haven't grown any of those, so I can't tell you. GT Junior grows at Alaska says, I take the shells off the moringa to get to the sprouts. I don't. I just soak them for 6 to 8 hours. And they all grow. I haven't had a problem with any of the germination. Once I soak it, that's it. It grows. It softens up the shell. Psalms 146 says, blessing to Doris Owens and Mary Tarpley. My grandson's grandma says, for the hard to grow seeds, it may help to start them with hydroponics. That works for me. I do not know hydroponics yet. I have a hydroponics that is over there. I just haven't. I think Miss T with the T talked about doing it today, so I'll just do it with her on Sunday. I think it's 9:30. She's gonna have a thing because I don't know anything about hydroponics. Apparently, hers is harder to put together than mine because mine is together. I got the one that Mike Scared of Gardening talked about. He told me which one to get, and that's the one I ordered. It wasn't a lot of money, so I was like, yep, that's the one for me. High plant. Oh gosh, high plant. Reporte said hi. I hope I'm saying it right. Psalms 146 says blessings to high plant. Wanda Green said hi, Jamerica, everyone. I have tried growing a few herbs, only been successful with basil. I bought all of the others from the nursery, including rosemary, lavender, and sage. Lavender, last year, I took a Pepsi, Coke, I don't know, a plastic bottle. I cut the bottle in half, put soil in the bottom, put my lavender seeds in there. I did the same thing with spinach, by the way. Covered it with soil and put it out there in the freezing cold weather. And when it warmed up spring, they sprouted. That's when I knew that I had been doing it wrong all my life because I didn't have I could not get lavender to grow. Could not. That's what I found out this winter. this past winter, not this winter, but 2023. Psalms 146 says, y'all got me fixing to bring out my hydro unit, but there's no guarantee right now because I'm still battling the spider mites. I'm sorry. It's kind of like those gnats that I had, fungus gnats, earlier this year. Shoot, them things on it. Woo! And that comes from the soil, most likely. Gardening is great said, my son has a hydroponics. I was using his. He wanted it back. He's growing his own veggies now. Well, I got mine from the Amazing Store. Everybody know what that is, right? It starts with an A. And I think mine was less than $40. I'll get it just a moment. Y'all forgive me, okay? Now, I can't vouch for this thing, okay? So don't get mad at me if it don't work well for you. My New York accent's coming out. This is the one that was recommended to me. Okay? And it was under $40. But, however, I have never used it. It's been sitting there for months. Okay, so Mike's always finds the greatest deal on units. He said that's a good one. That's the only reason why I bought it. And then when I saw the price, I was like, oh yeah, that's in my price range. I can afford one. Because I want to grow herbs in there. Or lettuce. I don't know. I'll have to decide by Sunday because that's when Miss T is going to do hers. And I'm going to do it with, I'm going to follow along in the chat with her because I don't know how to do it. And if I don't know, I don't try to pretend that I don't know something. GT Jr. grows in Alaska said, that's great. I have a few of those. Oh, good. Good. I feel better now. I didn't want to put you on the spot. Anyway, we're done with growing our herbs. Sunday, I'm going to be listening to Miss T. Hopefully I think this is her first time also. Shay Urban Edible says, great Jamerica and everyone. Oh, greetings, Jamerica and everyone in the chat. Everyday life of an OCD-ish chick said, lavender is another plant that requires cold stratification. Yep. My Renaissance grandma says, I like that system, but my only complaint is it doesn't have covers to fit it. Oh, I don't know what that means because I don't know nothing about it. I guess I'll find out. Anyway, y'all, we've been on for a while. Miss J.K. Gardner said, I just got one. Yes, I'm going. Where she just jumped? I'm going to watch Miss T on Sunday too. Well, there's gonna be a couple of us in there, trying to get some bits. Hopefully, GT and or Mike or both of them show up as a panelist because they know how to do this stuff. Oh, I know who's going. I hope G Mama shows up because she said she was, or she might. She said that today. High Plan report, they said, let me see. Okay, repertoire. High Plant repertoire. I have the same one, Mufka. Grow my watercress in it. It works great. Okay, good. I feel, because I don't like wasting money, even if it's not super expensive. That's about $40 I could have done something else with. So I feel a lot better. I trust Mike anyway. So when he said that, I was like, if he says it or GT or G Mama say it, because I know them from being in these live streams and listening to other people, I trust it. Whatever they say, if they say it's good, I trust that it's good. GT Jr. said when? I think it's Sunday. It's either at 9 or 9:30. She just announced it today. She might have done it before, but today and today's are live. If you watch her live today, that she had out today, she'll tell you when she's going to do it. And it's on Sunday. It's either at 9 or 9:30. And where is Miss T? Miss T's on Eastern Standard Time, right? She's in Indiana. All right. So I'm going to get off Oh, every day. This is important. Everyday life of OCD-ish chick says, that's my art. Put your cilantro in the refrigerator for 3 weeks before planting. Wet. Put it in your refrigerator wet for 3 weeks. Don't put it in there dry. Oh, okay. Everyday life of the OCD-ish chick says, Miss T is Eastern Standard Time. All right. Go and look at her live today and you'll find out. But I know it's on Sunday. It's either at 9 or 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I got to go back and watch it because I can't remember. I'll just show up at 9 and wait for her to show up. My Renaissance Grandma says, GT Jr., what do you use for the cover on the mofunga? We'll wait. Is that little cover that covers the capsules? The ones that you're not using? Is that what you're talking about, my Renaissance Grandma? Because I don't know. I don't know about... And I'll wait for him to answer. I'm getting ready to get off, though. All right. So, apparently there's a cap. What can you use as a cap? I just saw something go on. It comes with covers. It comes with covers. You know, sometimes when these things get shipped out, you don't get all the pieces you're supposed to get. Let me see. Because I didn't use mine yet. I just threw everything back. You know, I threw everything back inside and called it a day. Uh-oh, I'm going to break the thing. Yeah, there's caps in here. I see them. There's a little capsule, but here's the caps right here. Right there. I told you I didn't use this thing. The first time I'm going to use it will be on Sunday. I guess I'll put everything together and get some water in here and read the directions so I'm not behind and getting my tutorial on how to use this thing, because I don't like messing up. And I don't want to waste a bunch of seeds. I'm going to try something that I don't really care if I lose seeds for. Lettuce. All right, y'all. So let's see a couple more. The black caps. Oh, for the empty, unused spaces. Oh, those are clear. The ones no, there was a black cap in there. 1 or 2, but the rest of them were clear. And Mariana said mine only came with 1 cover each. Gardening is great. Said great information. I will do that for next season. Thank you, Nikki. Everyday life of an OCD-ish chick said it's great to sprinkle seeds on a damp paper towel in a plastic bag. It didn't work for me. It didn't work well for me. That's why I went to those little pods that you use for seasoning. Anyway, I'm going to get off. Urban Gardening Chronicles said, I have never refrigerated cilantro. Never knew it was needed. But you live in Canada, so you're in a cold climate. The rest of us is in sweltering hot Texas. I'm going to get off, everybody. I thank you so much for being with me. This is the planting of our herbs for indoors. And yes, GT, this is a part of the wig. I should have said it at the beginning, but I'm going to attach this to the wig. This is winter indoor gardening. I thank you guys so much, and wish me luck, because I got about, I don't know, including these up here that y'all don't see. I got a whole bunch that I planted. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I'll keep you updated on the progress of these seeds. This is part of winter indoor gardening, because it is winter indoor gardening, because I can't put these outside. I thank you guys so much for being with us. Week 2024. If you haven't planted, you still have time. Go ahead and plant your stuff. It only started on December 1st, but you can still plant and you can still enter. I thank you guys so much for being with me, and I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye, y'all.